Hi YouTube, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Why you, the empath, are a bad person. You're a bad person because you have a good nature. You are a bad person because your intentions are sound, they're honest, there's no ill-intended purpose behind it. And because you, as an empath, are chosen by God. So you are a bad person because of this. Because that goes against the logic of darkness. If you don't go along to get along when most people are doing certain things as a group, and you may not be so much oppositional defiant, but you in and of yourself, within you, you have some kind of moral compass, and something does not sit well with the group of people who are doing certain things the way that they are doing it. Something within you just doesn't jive with your spirit. Because of this, you are deemed the bad person. So that being the case, don't worry about being the bad person, because as an empath, you are always going to be labeled the bad person, because that's projection at its finest. What is good is deemed bad. What is bad is deemed good. The Bible speaks about this. He said in the last days, they will call good evil and evil good. What you will find, and it's fitting that this is a Sunday, when you have a lot of traditional religious people going to church, doing their traditional thing, serving God. Now, if you look at society, and you can see it for what it is, and you're not fooling yourself, and you're not playing any mind games with yourself, you're not just pretending that this stuff is noble, you will see, even on the surface, it is so apparent that people who are saying God, 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 people who are specifically worshiping in the way that they are doing things in the name of God is atrocious. It's pathetic. It is a mockery. It is a lot of other things that I could go into detail about. But on the surface, this stuff is so phony. It is so superficial. Now, Mochismo, who are you to judge? It's not about judgment. It's about making an educated spiritual observation. The body language, the body, the mouth, they don't work in unison. People can thank God for an award for an atrocious rap song. God has nothing to do with that. Even some of us who truly are chosen of God, we get drawn into this foolishness. We fool ourselves into believing, oh, they all about God. No, they're all about themselves. And they would have you and me believe that that's noble, but it's not. Empaths, chosen ones, you are bad, and you're deemed as a bad person because the things that you do in front of people are pretty much congruent with what you do in your private life. We're not talking about being a perfect person. We're not talking about some of the things that we do that we may not, like, let's say sins of the flesh, masturbation, different things such as this doesn't make you a good person, but it doesn't make you a bad person. Your propensities are not, they're not centered around deception, is what I'm saying. So what I'm trying to tell you is, what makes you a bad person, empath, chosen ones, to the world is because when they project these standards of ethical, moral standard in public, they're striking deals, backdoor deals. They're cutting corners. They're cutthroating behind closed doors. And they go to the podium and they will make this, they'll make this announcement having you believe that this is what they're passionate about. How are you to determine this, empath chosen ones? It will reveal itself. Don't go out of your way, but just pay attention, because in this day and time, God is pulling the cover off of every single thing that is hidden. I always like to say the lie is catching up with the liar before he can get it out of his mouth. Your conscience is your guide. Your conscience is your conviction. Your conscience is your God sent. Your conscience isn't cold. Your conscience isn't numb. Your conscience isn't void of respect for another human being. The powers of darkness don't have this conscience in that respect. They're conscious about, what can I do next to get over on someone else? What can I manipulate somebody else in next who are gullible to believe I, the darkness, is this person? Let me play along in that game, in that mind game of them believing I am as good as they are. These things are not intricate as they used to be, because if you're awakened empath chosen one, God shows you these things as he always did before. We dumbed it down. We don't dumb it down anymore. Matter of fact, we won't dumb it down ever again. We can sense and hear in the tone of the deceiver, in how they are trying to manipulate the chosen one. God has given us ears to hear in a fresh new way. He's given us eyes to see in a fresh new way. And it's undeniable, unexplainable a lot of times, but we don't argue with it anymore. So empath chosen ones, this is what makes you a bad person. Get used to it. Enjoy the ride. That being said, bless.